Hi, Julie. It's Katie. I just wanted to show you a few things on the I Love PDF website that you can do, and it's kind of cool. Normally, I use it to convert a PDF to a JPEG, and then I set it as the background for my Google Slides. I was able to set up an option to, I don't know what just happened there, to go ahead and just do it to directly into a PowerPoint. And then you can automatically convert that PowerPoint into a Google slide, and it saves you a bunch of steps. But the really cool thing about it is that you can actually engage with the text. Instead of it being a stagnant background, you could edit, move, play around with that. Whereas when you load it in as the image, it's just that stagnant background, and that you can't play or change that around. So it's kind of cool that you have that option, especially I figured for the English teachers, since you can take any PDF and then the kids can actually engage with the text. So they could highlight it, underline it, italicize it, do a lot of different things. So it does give you guys quite a bit of options, especially as we're doing all these close reading and those think marks. And then those stop signs as we or those signpost, sorry, the signpost as you go through and you take a look at all of that reading activities and all of that good content stuff. So I wanted to make sure I showed you how to do this. You can take any PDF article. I'm just in Junior Scholastic. I'm going to grab a quick little article that's here. It's a one pager just on election lingo. So I'm going to want the kids to know this election lingo. And I want them to engage or read the definitions and then highlight them. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and print this into my Google Drive. And so for print destination, you just want to make sure you have saved to Google Drive as your print destination. And then you just have to hit the settings here in a second. So hold on. Let me just move this box for a second. I need to move one of the boxes. Hold on. I'm shrinking. Well, that's not a good design. Okay. So I'm just going to hit save. And then as we go through and we take a look at that, it saves it and it's going to go right into my drive. We'll try that again because normally I get like a nice little notification. Okay, so it went into my Google Drive. It's saved. It's nice. It's fresh. It's there. I'm going to go to ilovepdf.com, and it's a simple ilovepdf.com. I'm just going to select the PDF to PowerPoint and go that way. I like the PowerPoint or the slides because I get a few more options. It does have it where you could do it into Word, and then you could convert Word into a Google Doc if you want to do it that way. So there's options you can play with. But I think the PowerPoint into a slide is kind of the best way to do that. And then select your PDF files. You just go right here to select PDF from Google Drive. It's thinking. And then I had saved it apparently a few times. So you would just go ahead here to that PDF election lingo, and you can click on that. And then as the image kind of loads in right there, you would go in and do the convert to the PowerPoint. And then from my drive, you're just going to click on the election lingo. It's right there, so you can do it. You can click on it, or you can have it here already, where I'm just going to hit save. It's saving it to drive. So your file has been saved to drive. You hit OK. And then normally it gives you like a little warning, like, hey, here it is in your drive. For whatever reason, with Screencastify, I'm not getting some of those notifications. So I'm just going to go ahead to my drive. And then for quick access, the election PowerPoint lingo right here, it's that PowerPoint slide. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then you can just go to open with Google Slides. And instead of having to insert it as an image, convert it to an image, all of that stuff that I've done in the past where it's just that stagnant background, now it's a lot easier and a lot faster because it's loading in. That image is there. It does have a little bit of extra space here on the margin, and I just can't quite get that to go away, but it isn't too huge of an issue for me. I know for you with the perfectionist, it could drive you crazy, but you could always add a little code over here on the side with the either the think marks or the signpost that you want them to use, or have the directions there. So it's not that big of a deal for me. And then they can go in and actually engage with the text. So they can highlight it, they can underline it, make it bold, change colors, those type of things. Whereas when it's just that stagnant background, they can't. So it does allow for those worksheets, all those things. It's a really simple way to do it. As you go through and just take a look at it. So they could use the highlight color and just highlight their articles as you're doing it. I know for your articles of the week and things like that, this could be a game changer. Just an idea or a thought, but it's something you can do or use in order to change it. They can make it bold. They can play with the text. So it's not just that stagnant background where then you're trying to make or mark around it. So it's much more interactive and a lot more fun. The downside is they could delete or take out sections or things like that. But it's just really easy. I did it with the Constitution Escape Room activity that I was doing. And so in that one, a few students have actually opened it, so I'll go to one of the students. When you go in, it loaded in all the images, it loaded in the font, and then they can actually interact and engage with the text and slide that over, answer the questions down here, have the reading. Again, I have that little bit of a weird edging, and I'm just going to have to play with it. It's a tab or a margin that I'm just not getting right, but it's there, and It's really helpful, and the kids can do a lot more with it. I just added in that circle, and then they can move that circle over to the correct letter as a way of doing that. So there's different things you can do, and they can go in, edit, and change the text and the fonts and different things too as they're reading and highlighting. So it gives quite a bit of flexibility, and the worksheets load in. It's really nice. Just something to consider or think about. Have a great day.